Oh, I got to do the tweet too. Got to do the tweet.
Got to do the tweet. That's if there's one thing I know about Twitter, it's that you got to do the tweet.
You got to do the tweet. Oh, we're live. Hey, good morning, comrades. It is Sunday fun day today. We have an extra special, super fun one. We have Arthur from Radio Free Tote Bag. What's going on, Arthur?
Just hanging out, having a vanilla iced latte that I made with my Keurig this morning.
You made your own vanilla ice latte? Get out of here.
I absolutely did. You take, it's really very simple, folks.
Yeah.
You take coffee and you put it in ice, and then you add milk,
Get out of here.
and it's a vanilla iced latte.
That's incredible. I didn't realize I was inviting a barista onto the show.
I worked briefly as technically my position was called a board game sommelier.
A board game sommelier.
Yes, it was a board game bar in Columbus, Ohio. Folks would come in, we'd seat them, we'd take their orders, we'd get them delicious local craft beers, and we would bring them a selection of board games and be like, "What sounds good to you?" And then
Yes. Would you like some Monopoly? Oh, yeah.
Exactly. Well, that's
We have a vintage Parker Brothers.
We tried very hard to stay away from the classics. We tried to introduce people to new things because the owner was a gigantic nerd.
Okay. What kind of games?
There was this one called Suro that I remember quite a bit. It's a little tile building game where you've got there's two lines on a tile and they kind of twist around each other, and you get a selection of tiles and you have to take them and lay them out in such a way that your tiles don't, the lines don't end. And if you ever end your line, you lose the game.
Huh.
Seems simple enough, but try explaining that to a drunk college kid, like on a Saturday night when the room is very loud. So it was a pretty high stress position. But I mention it because my brief barista career involved a Keurig. That's how we made our coffee for them.
That's awesome.
Yeah.
I worked at a coffee shop. It was like one of those Barnes and Noble type of
Yeah.
Starbuckses. After Hurricane Katrina, because I ended up having to move to Florida because our house got wiped out, right? And so I'm just in this town I'd never been in before. It was Destin, Florida, which is kind of hilarious. Yeah, just getting up at the ass crack of dawn and serving coffee to random ass people just going to get their book shit. And I had never tweaked so much on coffee. You just drink so fucking much coffee when you do that job.
Oh my god, yeah.
You fuck that drink up. Looks like I got another latte to drink.
It's such a vicious cycle because you're all stressed out from work and you're tired because the night before you drank too much coffee and you stayed up too late.
Yeah.
So then you come in and you're like, oh god, I gotta make these lattes, and then you fuck up a latte and you're like, okay, well I guess that's going down the hatch too.
Yeah, it's just a spiral. You can't let it go to waste. You can't waste that shit.
Absolutely not. My family has a deep history with the Great Depression. Grandmother's family was quite loaded right up until the moment. And they lost everything. And so to this day, I have learned from my family, you never waste a thing.
Yeah.
Everything goes down the hatch.
Yeah, there you go. So you're in Cincinnati now, though, right? You're from Cleveland?
From where?
You're from Cleveland?
No, I was Columbus.
You're from Columbus. Okay, cool. Yeah, we love Columbus here. We love the street fight guys.
I explain myself poorly. I was born in Cincinnati. I lived in Columbus for 10 years, during and after school, and now I'm back home helping my folks take care of the house. They're getting ready to move on to a smaller place, and so I'm doing the child duty and coming home and helping them get everything set up to go.
Cool. And yeah, that's awesome.
Yeah.
And that's awesome. So just talk about a little bit what kind of stuff you're into, especially when you were a kid and stuff.
Oh sure. Pokemon was just such an integral part of my life. I remember Final Fantasy particularly being a huge influence on me.
What was your first Final Fantasy game?
8.
Oh wow!
It's wild.
You picked the weirdest one to play first.
Yeah. Well, so that's a fun one. What would I have been? Maybe 10, 11 years old, and I'm on the
Okay.
playground, and all the kids are talking about, did you get the Knights of the Round materia? And I'm like, what do you,
Wait,
what do you
materia
mean?
was in 7, huh?
No. Yes, correct. It was in 7.
And
So,
materia in 8?
no, there was no materia in 8. So the way
Uh,
that I come to this, they're all like, did you get the Knights of the Round? Did you get Gilgamesh? Oh my God, when spoilers for a million-year-old video game. Oh, when Eris died. Oh my God, fucking whoa. And so I was like, what are you kids talking about? What is this?
yeah,
And they're like,
this
Final
sounds
Fantasy.
awesome.
They're like, Final Fantasy, dude. And I'm like, what is that? Because
Yeah.
I had F-Zero was my big SNES game. Like, I never really played any RPGs. Didn't get into Chrono Trigger until much later in life. So I was really interested in this game. My birthday comes around. I don't ever get video games except for on my birthday. So I'm like, Mom, you got to get me Final Fantasy. I got to have Final Fantasy. I got to have something to talk about with these kids at school. And we go to the store. It was a Walmart right up the street from the house. Walk up to the glass case, and the bleary-eyed, teenager who's working the electronics department at the Walmart goes,
High as fuck.
what game do you want? I go, Final Fantasy. And he goes, which one? And I had not considered that there was different ones. I had no idea.
There's so many different ones.
Yeah. And he goes, well, there's, we got 7 and 8. And I go, well, 8's the good one, the new one, right? Let's get 8. First Final Fantasy game, Final Fantasy 8. Still love it to this day.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Even though it's
that
kind
was
of
like
a dog.
It's just the weird one. Like, I don't know. It's the one where, like, the more you like level up, the harder the game gets. I've never understood like all of the what is the system where you like drain the energy or the magic from the energy draw. Yeah. It's just like this is too different for me. I don't know. I've played like a million RPGs, and this one's just like so different. I don't feel comfortable.
Like, if you optimize for combat, if you have everybody prepped out with like Guardian Forces, that's the summons. Final Fantasy VIII. You got everybody prepped out with magic because you need everybody to be able to do different magical effects like barrier, things like that. And you need somebody, like, you probably want everyone to have items, right?
Mm-hmm.
If you do that, then you can't draw. And if you go to the right boss and you're not able to draw, then you're going to miss a Guardian Force, which is going to fuck you for later in the game. It's an absolute.
It's so much.
It's an absolute nightmare.
It feels like there's a certain amount of research that needs to be done to play this game.
Oh, yeah. and I wasn't gonna get I was not gonna get the strategy guide because that's an extra $30. There's no way in hell. We already got you Final Fantasy. What do you want?
Yeah, right, exactly. Yeah. Yeah. I was actually like not even on the PlayStation track at that time. I was a Nintendo 64 kid. So like I was playing like GoldenEye and like all these like they had a lot of first person shooters. Turok was one of the ones.
Yeah.
And, like, it's just a totally different track. But like you go to school and you talk to the kids who have PlayStation, and then when Metal Gear Solid came out, and they start talking about how fucking awesome that game was, they're just like, oh no, I really want. Like my mom's definitely not going to buy me a PlayStation. That's not going to happen. So,
think about being 11 years old and being exposed to a Hideo Kojima game.
Oh my god, dude!
What does that do to a person? Like, I don't know what this man has wrought in this world.
The destruction that he's done in the brains of children is incalculable.
Did you see? There was a tweet a while back where somebody said, "We cannot, as a people, allow Hideo Kojima to read Infinite Jest."
Oh yeah, I do remember.
Think about that every day.
It's almost like a threat,
right? Oh my god, it's already incomprehensible.
Mm-hmm.
Did you get into Death Stranding at all when that came out?
No, I haven't played it. Is it good?
I wanted to play it when it first came out, and then I found out what the gameplay was going to be. And somebody was like, yeah, it's a walking simulator. You load up your guy, and you take packages from one station to another.
Mm-hmm.
I go, that sounds boring as fuck. I'm like, not interested. And my intention was to watch playthroughs because the storyline's supposed to be, Hideo Kojima fucking nonsense, right?
Just
like
complete and utter bullshit. I love it.
Where you're just like, so he's the president, and also what? All the twists and turns in a Kojima game, but with more supernatural elements than Metal Gear, so I was like, that's right up my alley. I just never got around to it.
Yeah, no, the first one of those like Metal Gear games that I ever played was Metal Gear Solid 2. And
Mm.
like I didn't even have the context from the first one because like the Metal Gear Solid 1 never came out for the well, it came out on PlayStation. I never had a PlayStation, but we got an Xbox,
Sure.
and so Metal Gear Solid 2 came out for that, and just like I had no idea what I was fucking getting into. Like I'm just like watching as just like every weird possible twist and turn, and like Revolver Ocelot just decides that he's just on every side all the time.
Yeah.
Like, what the fuck is this guy doing? Why is his arm making him talk like he's Luckwood Steak and like all this other shit? It's like so weird. But it makes sense in the Kojima like brain.
Yeah, the Kojima verse. I played Snake Eater on PS2.
That game ruled.
That
game is so good.
Splitter camo, baby.
Splitter one, yeah.
And
another crazy story.
Insane. I love that game, but after I had played that, I was like, well, everyone says Metal Gear Solid 2 is the actual good one, at the time at least. People have come around to Snake Eater.
Yeah.
But I was like, okay, I got to play this. And I happened to be in an Office Max for whatever reason, and I had a penchant for going to the software section and just seeing what kind of discount software they had. They fully just had a copy of Metal Gear Solid 2 for PC for like no dollars. And I was like, hell yeah. Took it home, tried to install it on the potato, played it at 5 FPS for about 2 hours, and went, I can't do this.
Fuck it. Yeah. Yeah. So anyway, so you and Donovan are the hosts of a show called Radio Free Tote Bag, and I was on there a month ago. You want to talk about our FTB a little bit?
I would love to talk about our FTB a little bit. It is a comedy relationship advice podcast. We've always kind of struggled around a tagline, and this is one I come up with. It's like millennial love line. So if you like love line, but you hate misogyny, we're the show for you.
Better than Dr. Drew.
Yeah, my
like Adam Carolla and all these like monsters.
It's
the idea of Love Line was so good, but like the execution of it was just so fucking gross.
Yeah, they would clown on people who were in pain. Like people would call up and they would be like, "I'm fucked up over this," and it would be some like weird, crazy shit. This kind of things that happen in relationships, and they would be cruel to them for laughs.
Yeah.
And that's something that we very much avoid on the program, except in the event that something's really out of control and it's a Reddit question.
Yeah.
Because we're like, the Redditor's not going to listen to this show.
And it's not to say that there's no laughs. I mean, obviously there are, but like it's not like laughs at the laughs at the like absurdity or the awkwardness or the strangeness of given situations.
Yeah.
It's not laughs at the expense of the person experiencing them.
Exactly.
There was a certain very, very specific, like very, very clear amount of empathy when I was on there and the shows I've listened to that goes along with it, and just like, wow, that's fucked up. Let's figure it out.
I love to hear that. Mm-hmm. We have a series on our Patreon that we actually just named it. We're like coming up on the end of it, and it just finally got a name. It's called the Paraphilia Wheelia.
Oh yeah.
We randomly generate a number using the random.org random integer generator, and each of those numbers corresponds to a paraphilia that we found on Wikipedia, and then we do on the spot research and we discuss like a fetish.
Mm-hmm.
And it is consistently one of the funniest bits we do, like just because we talked about inflation, for example. That's such an odd thing.
What is that?
Inflation is where there's a couple ways to do it. The idea is that the receiving partner would have their belly increased to like an unrealistic size. So there's a few ways to go about this. You can do it through fetish art. You can like order a commission of like, okay, I want my original character, my sort of conceptualization of myself in this fetish. I want them to be blown up like a giant balloon, like Veruca Salt from Charlie and the Chocolate Factory, right? Yeah. Okay. Or you can accomplish this in real life by eating some Mentos and drinking a Diet Coke.
Oh no! Oh no!
And you blow up like a fucking balloon.
dangerous.
It's a little fucking. It's like some of this stuff gets a little out there, and we do not endorse anything that's going to be damaging to your body, of course.
Mm-hmm. No, but if people are already doing it,
Yes, we wanna...
watching it and like just seeing what the fuck's going on, like with people that are already, you're not like encouraging this behavior or anything like that.
Exactly. These are things that are already happening. The one fetish that we kind of came down hard on was DDLG. Are you familiar with DDLG?
Nope.
That is Daddy Dom Little Girl. Yeah, you get it. You already know what it is.
Yeah.
Yeah. Somebody dresses and pretends to be a child.
Creepy.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's too creepy.
Too creepy. And we actually got pushback from listeners about that on two separate occasions, because it comes up every now and again, partially because it's the only fetish we ever really came down hard on. Where they're like, you don't understand it. I use this as like a form of therapy. It's like it helps me deal with trauma that I experienced in my childhood. And our stance on that is there simply must be a better way.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, like maybe I do need a kink shame here for just a second.
Well, and the thing is,
it's not even that.
Yeah, we don't even shame it. We're like, please.
I don't know about this.
We're like, please consider another option, because this does not feel healthy to us.
Right. Yeah, no, yeah, that doesn't seem particularly healthy to me. I don't know. But yeah, that is a really sort of like it's an interesting sort of part of the world that is very real to explore, just like not just the DDLG, not that, but like the entire paraphilia thing, because people are actually interested in these things. Like it's kind of wild.
Yeah, intense.
Like the kink world is insane. Like not insane. Like it's bad or whatever, but it's like very very like things that you wouldn't even think of. People are like fucking kill.
We rate paraphilias on a rate of 1 to 5 giantesses, because the first kink we ever discussed on the program was giantess fetish. The idea that you would be interacting sexually with a being like many times your size.
Yeah.
And what that would mean to like power dynamics, what that would mean mechanically, what you would be capable of doing, right?
Right.
And I was like, all right, let's rate it. 1 to 5 giantesses. Here we go. And so that stuck. And
how long have you been doing the show?
About 3 years, 3 months thereabouts. Started in March of 2018.
That's awesome. And y'all get lots of kind of guests on. Any kind of weird experiences with the guests? Y'all, we talked about one of them on the show that was on with y'all.
Did we talk about McAfee?
We talked about McAfee briefly.
Yes.
Well, so I want to know about McAfee. I want the whole fucking thing. So first off, who's John McAfee?
John McAfee is the founder of McAfee Antivirus. He is recently assassinated by the CIA in a Spanish prison.
Yeah, he called it by getting a tattoo on his arm that said "whacked."
Yeah, hashtag whacked. Oh, John. He at one point said that if Bitcoin reached a certain dollar amount, I can't remember what it is, that he would eat his own penis. He's just did
it ever get there? By the way, did it ever get to the point where he said it?
I think it did hit it, or it was getting close. And then he was doing press for himself, basically. He didn't have anything to plug, really. He was just like, I've been out there in a little while. I'm gonna go talk to some people. And that's actually how we ended up getting him.
Mm-hmm.
Because
he's just doing a press tour, just a random press tour.
Yeah, just like anybody that wants to talk to us, like, we'll talk to you. Donovan saw a Reddit post, and it was by Janice McAfee, John McAfee's wife. And Donovan reads it over and goes, "Oh, John Mulaney wants to go on people's podcasts," because he had just taken an Ambien and was like scrolling through Reddit while he's about to fall asleep. And he's like, "Oh, sure." And he shoots Janice McAfee an email. Next morning, he wakes up to, "We would love to come on your show. John and I are very excited." And so he reads over the email. He's like, "McAfee? Who's McAfee?" And he looks it up and he goes, "Holy shit, the multimillionaire founder of McAfee Antivirus, known coke fiend, wanted for like murder in South America, like this absolute, like just this absolute figure, right? is going to come on our show."
The real fucking deal.
We're sitting in the green room like waiting, and I'm like, wow, how are we going to do this? What is this even going to be? Because are we going to try to do relationship advice with John McAfee? I don't know if that's going to work. Donovan looks at me and he says,
if you can get him to bite on that, though, that would be incredible.
Oh my God. And we kind of did. Donovan looks at me and he says, okay, we're going to wind him up and we're going to let him go. We're just going to let him talk, because the most interesting thing that could happen here is to get unfiltered John McAfee. And so we get to talking a little bit at the beginning. And I think the first question we ask him is like, we asked him to introduce himself. He's like, I'm a wanderer, a man of mystery, just total character shit. And then Donovan goes, where you been wandering? Because he's a fucking fugitive from the U.S. government, right? So that's an interesting question to ask a fugitive. Where have you been? He goes, I can't tell you.
An undisclosed location.
Exactly.
A series of undisclosed locations.
Janice busts in and says, all over Europe. And I'm like, oh, Janice, you fucked up.
Yeah.
I should, like, in retrospect, I feel like I should have bleeped it. I have this weird kind of like survivor's guilt with my relationship with John McAfee.
Oh,
where I'm like, wow, they said Europe. Does that mean, did that help them? You know what I mean? Did that help the authorities find John McAfee and imprison him in Spain? You know? So
how long after this did he get in prison?
It was like 6 or 8 months. So it's not like the show comes out.
I think you're off.
Listens to Radio Free Tote Bag and then goes, "Oh, we got him."
Y'all got like a random cash reward from the fucking FBI.
Yeah, just get a direct deposit for $10,000.
The FBI like starts giving like $50,000 to your Patreon.
We would be ethically required to refuse that, of course.
Yes, of course.
So the best part of the show, the best part about talking to John was actually talking to Janice, because through all of this shit, through the whole thing, fugitive, coke, women, booze, millions of dollars just blown on nothing. He's been imprisoned in like 7 different Central American countries. He told us that the best place to go to prison is Mexico. He said because it's a party.
The prison's a party?
Yeah, he said it's a great time. And I'm like, well, you have like a whole bunch of money, so I imagine that kind of colors the
situation.
Interaction.
Experience, yeah.
But he said something to the effect of the guards recognize that they're just other people on the other side of bars.
That's kind of cool.
And I was like, that's really insightful. Because like in the and he said the absolute worst country to be imprisoned in is the U.S.
Really?
Yeah, he said it was his worst prison experience. And he said it was something to the effect of like, it's because the guards believe themselves to be better than you.
That's interesting. I mean, that is true. Like there is like a very specific like superiority that goes along with like every position of power in the United States that I've ever like. It's kind of insane.
Hell, I work a customer service desk, right?
Yeah.
The difference
between the guards are Karens.
The difference between running point of sale, just like ringing people out, and taking returns, you feel it. Like you feel it in yourself. Yeah. In the U.S., there's this like we give differing levels of respect based on position constantly, and I'm in a way that I'm sure is true elsewhere, but I feel like it's not uniquely American, but I feel like it's acutely American.
Yeah. Well, I mean, like we have created this like monster of system. I talk about this with my friend all the time, who I used to work retail and computers and stuff like that. I worked in enough service and things like this. There's this like never ending like or this like it's like a cliche, right? This idea that the customer is always right, that like it permeates the entire like brain, and it's kind of perfect for like 2 things at the same time. It destroys like, well, first off, it like it sort of creates this empowerment of consumption like within the society. So like if I'm consuming, that means I'm exercising my power. Look at me, you know, king of the castle. And also what it does is like mostly because it's working people that take this kind of brain on.
Yeah.
Like, it destroys the solidarity amongst like people who are shopping and consuming, and who are like the workers at a given like store, or at every store even. And it's sort of like, in most of the cases, both of those people are working class.
Yeah, absolutely. They're about as far from, losing a paycheck and losing their place as I am.
Mm-hmm.
But
like, people are so disempowered
Yeah.
on the like labor side of things, especially like whatever your job is, that like you just like overemphasize and over exercise those like powers because you feel so impotent, and like
Absolutely.
every other theater of life, that you just like stomp all over like people that are doing service industry people.
Yeah. The second you need something from somebody, though, you turn on the sweet.
Oh yeah.
It's
my God,
really
yeah.
wild. At my job, I call it the unnamed retail establishment on my program when I talk about it.
Yeah.
Because my employer has something called a social media policy.
Boring.
Boring. So I'll call it the unnamed retail establishment. And when I'm working at the unnamed retail establishment, people will come up to me and they'll be like, you don't have any pants. And I'll be like, we
Okay.
do. Let's go take a look at some pants. I show them exactly what they need, and they go, the waist is a little, this or that. And I go, so they're just, pain in the ass, total pain in the ass to me.
Mm-hmm.
And then the second I find something that they can deign to like agree to, oh my God, thank you so much. You were so helpful.
Yeah.
And
yeah.
it
makes them feel better about themselves, right?
Yeah. And it makes me feel worse.
Yeah.
Like it's this grind, it's this constant grinding down. Like when I leave work, particularly when I'm working the service desk, it's somewhat physical. I'm like moving clothes around, I'm taking returns, I'm kind of running all day, right?
Mm-hmm.
But more than that, I am just dead exhausted mentally, just from this emotional labor that I'm performing for these people.
Yeah, no, 100%.
Day in, day out. It's exhausting. Service is very exhausting. Treat your service workers with respect. Friends, please.
They're workers too, folks. I will be right back. My dog is like barking to get out, and nobody else.
I'll vamp for you, baby. Let's go.
Okay, play.
Welcome to the Radio Free Tote Bag corner of Good Morning Comrade, where I am Arthur. Oh, dang, Donovan's not here to say Donovan. Anyway, I hope you're having a great morning. I'm having a fantastic morning with my vanilla ice latte. I'm about to crack a delicious Coke Zero here in just a moment.
So yeah, we were talking about jobs.
Yeah.
And so you say you work retail now. What is the worst job you've ever had? That's like one of my favorite questions to ask people. What is like what kinds of jobs have you had, and also which is the worst one?
Okay, worked in all kinds of industries. Let's see. Worst job was actually in manufacturing. Now, that's not to say that manufacturing is the worst kind of job to have. In a lot of ways, it's very empowering. It tends to be higher wage. A lot of it's union work, right? So
very mechanical work, though.
Yeah. But I got hired in as a production assistant. That is the title that I gave myself. The actual title that my employer gave me was helper. Okay, I'm just here to help.
When I think of helper, I think of like the Venture Brothers and that little
exactly. I was treated with exactly the same amount of respect that helper was. Because I would come in we started at 6 and we worked 4 10s. 4 10s is actually a great schedule. Mm-hmm. But I was kind of we'll say a candy ass. I had just finished my freshman year at university. I had only ever worked in the service industry before, so I'm doing manufacturing for the first time. I'm kind of doughy, right? And they're like, okay, a shipment of pipe just came in. We're going to need you to rack that.
Rack the pipe.
You got to rack that pipe. I'm like, okay. And my father.
What does racking pipe mean? What does that actually mean, though?
Okay, so you get a big roll, like it's like an enormous like box, very long and kind of shallow and wide, right? Mm-hmm. And it's got all these lengths of like, I think it was like 3/4 inch carbon steel pipe. Mm-hmm. And they're about, if I had to, from memory, about 15 feet long. So it's 3/4 inch pipe, about yay wide. Can't really tell with my face. It's heavier than fuck. It's so heavy. So we move the box in with a crane, move the box into position, drop it on the floor. Now I have to put it in a rack, each piece, in like this big metal grate kind of thing, because you have to store it. You can't just leave it sitting in the box somewhere. Boxes are going to pile up. Can't have that. So I would take the tip. There were these cranes inside the building that like suspended from the ceiling. I would hook the end of the pipe into the crane. I would lift the crane up. I would push the pipe, the tip of it, into the rack, unhook the crane, really gather myself up on the other side of that piece of pipe, lift it, and run it into this rack.
How heavy is the pipe?
Oh my God. If I had to guess, like 150 pounds, thereabouts.
Heavy.
So I'm lifting one side of a 150-pound pipe.
And running.
And running. And by about the 5th or 6th pipe out of 15, I get it halfway in, and I'm done. And my father's actually the one who got me the position. He's a welder for that company, and I go and find him, and I'm like, I can't do it. I can't do it. And he goes, all right, hold on. And he racks the rest of that pipe in about 10 minutes. Son of a
you've
bitch.
done this before.
Oh my God. And he did it exactly the way I did it. He showed me. He's like, you take the tape, put it in, pick it up, run it in.
Yeah.
And he's just like,
it was just in pipe racking shape, and you weren't there yet.
Next thing they had me do was bevel edges on a coil. So when you're making a heating coil for its petrochemical tanks, we were building there. When you're making a heating coil, you don't build it all in one piece. You build sections of the coil, and then you weld those sections together. And you have to bend them into the correct spiral. And then you have to bevel the edges of the pipe so that you can lay flux into the middle so that it bonds and fuses when you weld it. And my dad sets up the piece of coil, puts it in the vise, and says, you're going to take an angle grinder and you're going to run it around the outside of this so that you get a smooth beveled edge. And I go, seems easy enough. And he does it in like 2 smooth motions. I'm like, all right, bet, here we go. And I'm like, fucking, it's all like pitted and wrong. And he looks at it and he goes, hey, try that again. And I proceed to spend the next week and a half of my life doing what would have taken him like a day.
Yeah.
And it was just so fucking demoralizing, because if I had been in a position, like, they would have fired my ass, right? But my dad, he had me in. Take a wild guess. Take a guess what my wage is for this backbreaking 40 hours a week. I didn't get benefits either because I wasn't there long enough.
I'm sure it wasn't union, right?
Nope.
Not union. $12 an hour?
$9.
Okay.
$9.
Was that the minimum wage?
Minimum wage in Ohio is $7.25, I want to say.
Oh, it's still same here now. Okay, yeah. So you were getting over. How long ago was this?
This was 2010, thereabouts.
Okay, so it was, it's just a little while back, but yes, the minimum wage was still the same.
It wasn't the fucking 80s.
Dude, dude, minimum wage has been at $7.25 since like 2005. Like the federal minimum wage. It's crazy.
It's absolutely criminal. We have to get 15. Like, we have to. Or this labor crisis, this ongoing crisis of nobody wants to work, will continue because motherfuckers know better now. Like, I started receiving unemployment when COVID hit, and I was getting more money in per week than I ever had in my life before.
Yeah.
And I go,
which is good, by the way.
It's great. I loved it. And And I was like, wait, it could just be like this? Like for the work that I do, I could just like get a wage that I could live on.
Mm-hmm.
But you know, CEO and store managers and assistant store managers and district managers and social media officers, they got to make X amount more than me because the
Mm-hmm.
work is more valuable.
Yeah, they manage you.
Yeah, exactly.
You can't make less than the material that you manage.
Right. Oh my God. Yeah. Ugh, a material. I've been materialized.
Yeah. Oh, like that's sort of like what it kind of feels like when you have like, I mean, when they have like a office, like instead of even having like HR, like you'll have an office that's called like human capital or something like that. You know, like literally the most disgusting term I'd ever heard in my entire life. It's like literally the most dehumanizing way you can talk about people.
Oh my God. I have a similar phrase that I use on Radio Free Tote Bag that I use when I refer to dating apps. I call it sexual marketability.
Hell yeah.
Which is, I think, equally a dystopian term.
Well, yeah, because it's like bringing a market into like essentially like not even the sexual part, like that's part of it, obviously, but just like marketing yourself like on the dating like universe or whatever is value, like so dehumanizing if you don't get positive responses.
Yeah, like
and that can happen to anybody, like or
absolutely anybody.
Mm-hmm. Or somebody who's like conventionally attractive that would be like positively received in these things. They get fucking harassed too. Like it's
oh my God. Like your value as a human being deserving of love depends on how well you photograph, and how well you can write a bio about yourself.
Yeah,
and it's like sick. It's kind of sick.
It's absolutely disgusting. It's absolutely disgusting. It's like you need a fucking dating resume now. It's like LinkedIn for sex.
I have used references before. Like I'm starting to date somebody and I'm like, they're like, I don't know, you can whatever, and I'm like, hey, I dated this gal a little while back. Go talk to her, see how she feels about me.
Yeah, just like references.
Yeah.
That rules. You know what you got to start doing is like if somebody wants to date you, you just have them fill out a dating application instead of that.
I did a bit on a first date one time where we were talking about a customer satisfaction survey. We're like, just when we're done, just shoot an email over to me. Rate me on a 1 out of 5. Give me some constructive feedback. Yeah. And we never spoke to each other again.
Can you imagine like a secret shopper for like a dating app or something like that?
they'd have to be pretty sexually marketable. They'd have to be pretty good looking, write a good bio.
They would be like professionally done, and they would just be like a secret shopper to go around and I guess like do reconnaissance work. I don't know.
I mean, think about how dangerous that job would be, though.
Yeah.
Like, oh my God, dating.
Mm-hmm. Do you ever use the app? I guess it sounds like you do.
Yeah, absolutely. They all have their own sort of different character too. So there's Tinder, which is kind of like for like a younger demographic, but that demographic is now aging, right?
Right.
So like when Tinder came out, people of a certain age were like, "Oh, you can use this to fuck? Great, let's go." And they did for a while, and then a bunch of them met each other, and now there's a bunch of successful relationships working from Twitter. Not Tinder. There's successful.
Every relationship from Twitter is absolute shambles.
There was Match.com.
Yeah,
which marketed itself as like you actually want to date people on this one. You don't want to just like get together. And
is that the one that's like run by Mormons?
Yes, it is. Okay. Also, it has no gay options. You can't be looking for someone of the same sex on Match.com. I actually don't know if that
fucked up. Like it would be very easy to just like enable that, right?
Right. I feel like maybe they changed that because I want to say I saw a Match.com ad with 2 guys holding hands pretty recently. Okay. Because like maybe the Mormons that owned it sold it or something.
Okay.
But it was big business. They were making a lot of money off of these subscriptions. The one I always use is OkCupid, because that's the nerd dating site. That's dating site for nerds. And I'm like, you want to talk about Dark Souls? And people on OkCupid are actually like, yeah, I want to talk about Dark Souls.
How did it like become the nerd one though? Like, did it it actively, intentionally like market itself to nerds, or did nerds just go there and they just went with it?
I believe it started as sort of an alt dating site, and it predates swiping, like the swipe technology. It was sort of in the Match.com JDate era. And
I just learned about JDate, by the way.
Yeah, the other day we was talking.
Yeah, yesterday Kenzo brought that up. Anyway, I didn't mean to interrupt.
No, for sure. And it sort of started as like an alt thing, but something like the secret that let's say alt girls don't want you to know is that they're also fucking nerds. Anybody who's like a scene kid also has like one anime figurine at minimum, like,
and you make sure you get that in the headshot.
Just
like you got a Gundam,
like subtly, just like here in the frame.
Like, is that a Gundam sword? Is that what that is?
That's a beam saber. I know that's a beam saber.
Yeah, exactly. And it's just like that's the question that you ask when you DM somebody.
Yeah. Do I spy Death Scythe Hell in the background of
your... That rule.
Yeah. Let's see. Current ones that are out. There's Bumble, which has an interesting wrinkle.
Okay.
Bumble only allows women to make the first contact.
Okay.
So you're swiping, and you're swiping, and you're swiping, and then you get a match. And you're like, oh shit. This girl saw my profile and she was like, fuck yeah, let's go. And then you have to wait for her to initiate, because dudes are the absolute fucking worst at initiating in any kind of romantic situation. The concept of a pickup line, it's like everywhere, but
super dated.
There is something to that. You do have to have something interesting to say when you first approach somebody in a social situation, or they're just gonna be like, okay.
But you can't be creepy or aggressive.
Yes, and that's what I think a lot of people are coming around to now, is this, like, what we always say on the program is, like, if you want to talk to a girl, treat her like she is a human being, because she fucking is.
Imagine that.
Yeah. Wow. Just talk to people like they're people. Don't walk up and, did you fall? Did you hurt? Did it hurt when it happened? And what are you talking about? When you fell from the top of the building into my arms, and you just like flub the line, and it sucks. It just sucks. Yeah. Or like, basically every dating app has eliminated the ability to send photographs.
Mm-hmm. Really? Oh, you can't put dick pics, right?
Yes, exactly. You cannot send, because that's all you get, except for a personal favorite of mine, Grindr. Ooh, okay. You can still send pictures on Grindr.
There you go.
Because it's the nasty one.
It's the nasty one.
But yeah, there's also, even on that one, there's plenty of people who are there just to like meet people and chat and talk and maybe see where things go. Mm-hmm. I guess the point I'm coming to is that despite the individual character of all these websites, basically everybody is just kind of looking for somebody to be cool with for a minute that they can share some fucking intimacy with.
Right. Yeah. I want to talk about, so I don't know if you've covered pickup artists or anything yet on your show, but like, the dog wants in now and he's not going to stop barking until I let him in. So just can you just start winding us up on that, and I'll be right back.
Okay. Pickup artists, or PUAs, are people that take the concept of the pickup line to the nth degree. They'll, like, there's all these terms and shit. I don't even hold them. I don't hold the terms of pickup artists in my head for very long, because it's like poison. Like, I can't keep this in my memory.
Like literally the entire point of these fucking weirdos, these freaks, is to like treat, like we were talking earlier about, like, material, like treating workers as material, but this is like dudes treating women as like material conquests and shit like that. Actually, there was a Channel 5 recently. I don't know if you watched All Gas No Breaks.
I love All Gas. All Gas
but
is so great.
But he changed it over, like because Andrew, who was the guy from there, like had a contract dispute and he got out, and then he created a new channel called Channel 5, and he went to a pickup artists like a training or something like that. But go ahead and wind it up. We can probably watch that after if you want.
Okay, for sure. So pickup artists, as I was mentioning earlier, take the concept of the pickup line to the nth degree. They develop these sort of techniques to sort of gamify sexual relationships. I think at the root of that, there is a perceived lack of sexual marketability in themselves. Like they're like, I can't, just talk to a girl and get her to like me. I have to trick her into liking me. There's the big concept that I always hear is negging.
Oh yeah.
Where you tear down a woman's physical appearance or something kind of small about her. You say something like, oh, your tooth's crooked. And this is supposed to make her kind of crave your approval, theoretically. That like you point out something that maybe she's self-conscious about and you notice it and they're like, oh, you noticed. Well,
that's so horrible, right?
Yeah.
Like, I don't know, like just like trying to identify what somebody's insecurity is and latching onto that and like pouncing is so fucking predatory.
Yeah. That's a great word for it. It's absolutely predatory. These people consider themselves to be predators. They're like, they think of themselves as like hunters on the Serengeti looking after a wildebeest. It's fucking disgusting. We actually have a great Patreon episode on pickup artists. I will drop some details on that when we get a second here.
Oh yeah.
But yeah, we also talk about a sort of another subsect of the pickup artist world called MGTOW. Are you familiar with MGTOW?
Men going their own way.
Yes.
Oh my god, dude! Like these people just literally hate women.
Yeah, they absolutely do. They have discounted fully half of the population, more than half of the population of the planet, based on let's call it a chromosomal abnormality.
Right. Which is also like weird from the perspective of like, I don't know, man, like don't you have a mom or something?
Right.
Like
didn't she care about you and take care of you and like carry you in her womb for 9 months and then,
like, I hate to be weird about it, but like that's literally like, I don't know, man. Like that's so wild to me.
Yeah. Or like I think about this often because I am a member of the LGBT community. I'm a bisexual gentleman. And I run into people because I live in Southern Ohio, so I run into people who are like, gay people are this way.
Yeah.
And I go, well, I like dudes and you seem to like me, okay? And it blows their fucking mind. So I feel like there's an opportunity for people with bigoted ideas to kind of meet somebody that meets this criteria for hate for them and to have like a counterfactual. Right. And I don't know how these guys never had that with women. Like, how did you never meet like a cool chick? Like, women are fucking awesome. Like, how did you never meet a woman that you vibe with,
Well, I sort of like think about that and just sort of like how people think generally. And they would basically like my sort of hypothesis on that is that, and it's not tested, it's not like figured out, but like they'll basically say, oh, you're one of the good ones if they do find like a woman or whatever that they can respect in some way. They're like the exception to the rule. And then also they'll use those exact same people as like, I'm not sexist, I have a woman friend, kind of like some white dudes like I have a black friend or something, or
a
like
gay friend or a trans friend
or whatever. And then the other thing is that I don't know, it's just so strange to me how you can, like, when you write off that group of people, like an entire fucking more than half of the population, like you basically it's like a self-fulfilling prophecy in a sense.
Yeah.
If you treat people like shit, they're gonna treat you like a fucking asshole. So like this relationship is completely irreconcilable until you stop being a fucking dickhead. You know?
Yeah. One of the greatest tragedies of sexual politics in the modern era is the concept of the incel.
Oh yeah.
Because it was originally developed by a woman whose name I can't remember, and I wish I could. Around men who were just exactly what it says, involuntarily celibate. They wanted to have sexual relationships with other people and just never managed to make it happen. And it was basically a blog talking with men who had this experience and sort of helping them work through whatever it was that was preventing them from, having this fulfilling relationship that they wanted. And then it came to mean like militant, misogynist, people that begin to self-identify with the idea of an incel.
Yeah,
like, I am involuntarily celibate. This is part of who I am. I will always be involuntarily celibate. I'm gonna shoot up a yoga studio.
Yeah, yikes! Like that's actually like terrifying too. Yeah. Like I've seen some of these like Reddit boards and like these lines, and there's just so much like. The thing that scares me the most, and this is kind of like what scares me the most about like the fact that there's so many like internet like micro groups like incels, is that when they start to develop their own like language and terminology like for like in that world that like doesn't work anywhere else but that space, it's sort of that sort of hardens the shell of that kind of community. And it's sort of like I literally don't know of a way to like stop this from happening, because like when these sort of things happen, like when somebody goes up and shoots up a school or something or whatever, or a yoga studio, they get like online memorials from these freaks too. Yeah. Like this guy went epic and like did the next, like they become memorialized, and there's this like tradition of that. Like remember, incel boy 69, he shot up that yoga studio. What an epic move, like it's so crazy to me.
He would have had a cooler screen name if it was 68, because he never happened. He was always one short.
Ah, nice.
That
gotcha.
Would have been a better screen. Fuck.
But you know what I mean, right?
Yeah. It's
very terrifying to me.
Yeah, like, that's why mass killers always write a manifesto. Mm-hmm. Like you have to produce some sort of like rationale, and you have to like they present their case. They're like, this is why I did this. This is why you should do this.
Right. This is why I'm right for murdering people at the yoga studio.
Yeah. It's fucking terrifying. Like, and we just live in this world. And my desperate hope for Radio Free Tote Bag is that like even just once ever we reach somebody at the right time. They're like, oh, I can't meet girls. I don't know what's going on. And we kind of just go chin up, keep talking, Yeah.
You're doing great.
Yeah. One of the big concepts we talk about all the time is that relationships on the whole just like don't work most of the time. You're going to meet people and you're going to be like, I want to be intimate with this person. And they're going to be like, I don't want to be intimate with you. Or you're going to meet somebody who's like, I want to be intimate with you. And you're like, I don't want to be intimate with you.
Right.
Or we want to be intimate, but we're always at each other's throats. Or we're all, you make me sad. All these different sort of little wrinkles that can happen in these relationships. Most of them aren't going to work. And that's why we date. That's why we meet people and figure out if we work together, and then decide whether or not we want to continue being in each other's lives. Like that's the whole purpose of it.
Right. Exactly. That makes perfect sense.
Yeah.
You want to watch Channel 5?
Hell yeah. Let's see some Channel 5. I love this dude.
Okay. So this motherfucker right here is, you're going to love this guy. You're going to hate him. Hold on. It's muted. I got to unmute the page.
Unmute that page.
Let's go.
The girl will probably be in front of you at a time when you don't expect it. The cock blocker, we gotta watch out.
Look at this motherfucker's hair too, by the way. We want me to pause for me now. But like, look at Andrew just sitting there too, by the way, just chilling. He's so out of place.
for is ourselves. Ultimately, we think it's the girls, we think it's the time, we think it's us, we think it's that. It's one thing. It's what we think. Every hot girl that you see at some point was a little baby wearing diapers, and at some point will be an elder woman. Our assignment is to shift our mindset. When? Right here, right now.
So a couple of things there, like immediately, which kind of surprises me. Like, why does he talk about like women being babies and elderly women like in this kind of conversation? It's like weirdly simultaneously humanizing and dehumanizing in a certain sense.
Absolutely. It's a reality of humanity that at one point we were children, at one point we will be old, at one point we will die, right?
Yeah. But then also he starts like doing these like affirmational, like, when are we gonna like fuck? Like, I can't remember what it was yet, but like
we're gonna change our mindset. When?
Yeah.
Right now.
Right now.
Where?
Yeah.
Here.
It's very, very like chanty, and this guy like apparently does like these kinds of classes. You'll find more about it, but apparently he does these kinds of classes as a grift.
Apparently he couldn't afford the conference room, so
this fuck yeah, right in the hotel room. And look at his get up too in the
so crazy.
The
I wonder if he is old school punk. Like I wonder if he's like an old like pop punk groomer, maybe. You know.
I don't know. Let's continue.
I want his credentials.
Yeah, right.
To shift our mindset. When? Right here, right now.
You're watching Channel 5.
Channel 5. Channel 5.
After an intense few weeks on the road, covering events like the White Lives Matter rally in Huntington Beach.
Kobe Bryant was assassinated by the Quins.
Hey, shut the fuck up, bitch.
And a punk rock concert on the mean streets of Los Angeles. I needed a pick-me-up, so to speak. That's when I discovered Vince, aka the Cock Kelvin, a pickup artist who holds the Guinness Book record for most makeouts in a human lifetime. Over 5,000 makeouts.
Vince Kelvin, the king of makeouts, hands down, over 230 makeouts last year. This guy's insane, a ridiculous game. The best I've ever seen.
Can I get a pause?
Yeah.
Vince
is that real? Are people actually stoked on like he's made out with 5,000 girls?
I guess. I don't know.
Like what? Cause like it like the gross part of me is like, well, you didn't score. You know what I mean? Like it's just you're just making out. Like it's like making such a big deal out of something that's like super not over something that people will like, me and my friend got a little handsy over the weekend. We were had a couple too many and made out a little bit, but no big deal, right?
Right.
It's like just turning it into this enormous thing is really insane to me. That's so funny.
It makes him seem even more Zoolander to me.
is also a salesman. He sells DVDs online, such as Pull Like a Pro, Massive Sexual Momentum, Thunder Texting, Make Out Nasty, and his complete collection, which cost $897. I learned that for only $129, I could join Vince's Brotherhood. And soon I was.
Dragon Slayer 19 says that's not necessarily different people. So really, what is that number saying? I think it's different people, right? I mean, it's not.
That's the subtext, at least.
Yeah,
I'll bet you he's counting a couple doubles though. Like he's pumping those numbers.
Yeah, $897 for like the collection. Holy shit, dude!
Hey, it's good money if you can get it.
Right. I mean, if it's a grift that works, it's a good grift.
Yeah, I was talking to Jesse Farrar the other day at the beginning of our episode with him. And he said something about being a content creator. I said, don't you just fucking love making content? This guy loves making content. He is living for these books. He is really living this career.
It's the life, baby.
was invited to a private boot camp at an undisclosed location. I was told nothing else but to meet my contact in the lobby of the Mirage Casino in Las Vegas.
So this right here is where our journey begins.
Email just says the
lobby of the Mirage. What's going on? Hanging out, enjoying paradise.
Where are we?
The lobby of the Mirage.
And what's important about the lobby of the Mirage?
Very Mirage-like.
But where are we going after this?
I don't really know. That's the whole adventure of this whole thing, right?
You've been assigned to take us somewhere from here.
Oh, yeah. So we're going to the suite that we have.
And what kind of stuff is going on up in the suite?
Can't really tell you. Yeah, you'll see. I don't know. I don't want to color it for you. I want you to experience it on your own, so.
How you doing?
My name's Andrew. Good to meet you.
Andrew. This is a basic structure for interaction flow.
Love flowcharts. They love them.
And Andrew,
Let's analyze this flowchart here.
Okay.
Interactions flowchart. What do you feel / want? Restricted request. Role play. Okay. Wait, is it which way is it flowing? Because it's pointing down, but it's
pointing
going
down, but it's starting one. Okay,
so engage.
My understanding of pickup artists, because we've studied this a little bit, is that it begins with the engage.
Okay.
That's step one. So we have to go from that way. So you engage.
Yeah, it makes sense. It's just, why is it upside down? I guess is my question.
It's so dumb. It's so poorly constructed. Look, and he looks so happy about it. He's so pleased with this flowchart.
Yeah, he's very proud of this.
So you hit him with the engage, and you comment, which is probably a neg, right? So you engage and you hit him with the your tooth's a little crooked. Let's see, your brief take on it, yeah, and then question, interesting. So that would be like, oh, you're kind of a dumpy purse. When'd you get that?
Yeah,
and that's all starting a conversation.
The whole point's to get them to respond to you and not just say fuck you, right?
Exactly. Fiction and comment? Fiction. I want to know what the fiction is.
I don't know.
I think we only went through the engage, because that to me is where the comedy is, and then it gets really insidious after that.
This part right here, 3-choice question, actually is something that is kind of interesting to me, because one of the things that they teach you to do as a teacher is when somebody's having when you can use choices to essentially eliminate the possibility of a no answer, right? Which way are we gonna do this? This way, that way, or the other way. No is not given as a choice. So it's a psychologically aggressive way to encourage or influence the type of response that you're trying to get. It's honestly, thinking about it, it's used so much in our lives that
every political survey you take anymore.
Literally, it's so fucking it is super insidious, just not just in this context, but in so many of them. Yeah. Let's see if they go through this whole thing. I have so many questions.
Basic structure for interaction flow. First, we got to make comments. We don't do.
You got to make comments.
They're retarded. Wow.
Oh no.
Your hair.
Wow.
Wait. What did he say?
Wow. Comments. Structure. We don't do pickup lines. They're retarded. Wow. Your hair.
Wow. You could say your hair.
You go, wow. Interesting outfit. Ideally, we say cool, interesting. Who knows?
Okay.
Maybe we'll run into each other again.
Who knows? Maybe we'll run into each other again.
Look at a woman and go, I wonder what her insecurities are.
There you go.
They are pickup artists, and these are their stories.
How's it going, guys? My name is Stanley.
Oh my God.
With an eye.
Look at that hat.
Ooh.
And I'm a singer.
Dude, I love that zebra shirt, though. I fucking love that.
I fuck with that heavy and that Figaro, that heavy steel Figaro. I love that shit.
Looking for that pure self-expression, so I don't hold back and really acknowledge who I am at the core.
He's got shoulder pads.
He's armored.
GMC. I also go by Air, my initials. I am born May 28th, so I'm a Gemini.
Air.
And what was the last one?
Total number of makeouts.
Ever or over the past 24 hours? I haven't counted them, right? But like I said, yesterday, probably in the hundreds.
For sure. So what brought you out here?
Vegas. I mean, come on. What else? You know, catching up with some of the guys though.
Number of makeouts I've had is
Oh no.
It's a big amount. But I'm not sure if I can count them on my hands.
It would be over 30. Around 30. Not more than 40, I don't think.
Realistic with himself.
Yeah, Vince is the master.
What can you tell us about Vince?
So where to start, right? There's so many things. Everything from the look, the fashion, and everything like that. But also, like, truly, a marvelous communicator, not only with women on the streets, but just overall, right? I remember I went through a haunting once, and he was like one of the few guys that picked up the phone like at 12 a.m.
Went through a what?
Haunting?
What happened?
Ooh, there was like weird spirit that latched onto my little sister, but it got pretty intense, you know, shit moving around. I'm like, who the hell do I call? Each and every one of the students, we're here for like different reasons. Throughout the years, some people say, this guy is crazy. Oh, he's got balls. I have lovely testicles, but, you know, actually, I don't even know if they're that big. I don't think so. I don't think my balls are very big. It's an illusion. So our first mission is to bring more ease, to be open, to be a person.
I fucking love this dude. Like
he rules.
He's so much.
My first impression, I was like, French, of course.
No, this dude's like from like New Jersey or something.
Oh, it's definitely a put on. But I was like, he's punk rock Pepe Le Pew. It's fucking wild.
It had an email that he sent to Andrew earlier, and it just says on the name line, it just says the cock.
The cock. Can you imagine getting an email from your cock? Hey, we need to pee. What? You couldn't have just told me that direct. You had to email me?
Look, text me next time. I don't read my emails on the weekends.
Easy to be around you.
Yeah.
I'll take a rip for that.
Hell yeah. Get it.
It's like your shirt and her shirt created hers. Yes. That's surreal. Yeah. Whoa, you couldn't have it better planned. But it takes a special man to pay attention to those kinds of things.
It's like a carnival
I'm
barker.
more decisive than most people. I can have a little more fun than most people. But you don't want to be the nice guy with whom they had a nice conversation.
Can't be the nice guy.
Well, I'm just about to catch up. We were just going across the street. I'm tempted to say we stay in touch. Who's the secretary out of the three of you?
We're all married.
Well, I hope you guys, like a very strong marriage, or is it like
strong marriage?
Well, here I am just exercising my ability to communicate with everyone, right? This is what we do in the world.
Ooh, the hat tip.
Hey, whose party is it?
What do you mean? It's
What you mean? It's your party. Where's the party?
Party.
Yeah.
Right there, if you don't get much of a response right away, don't go into a question. Make a comment about your take on it.
I like to party.
Hot takes, baby.
Yeah. Have fun. I struggle with like pornography detection and stuff like that, like fear of rejection and stuff like that. Like if I went up to a girl and she said no or like didn't, I took it really hard on myself.
Aww.
And it kind of made me not want to go out there and put myself out there. So I kind of made myself even more closed off.
This is what I'm talking about.
Have you ever been in a relationship before?
Yeah. Kind of in one right now. Yeah.
With his?
It's my neighbor. We're kind of dating.
It's fucking heartbreaking.
What's that?
That's fucking heartbreaking.
Yeah, this guy is like this is like 100% an act for him, right? Like this is not this guy at all.
He could have, and like he could have something going back home, right? He could have something really good. Like, you know, you met his neighbor. Like, first of all, very geographically convenient for when it's time, baby.
Yeah.
Secondly, like there's already like a level of intimacy. They're already your neighbor. You're already talking, you're dating. That's great. I'm really happy for him just based on that information. And here he is in Vegas wearing a fucking zebra shirt and a, like, what is that, a Panama? Is that a Panama hat? I've never known what
it's like a fedora of some kind.
Fedora-ish.
Yeah, it's in the fedora family.
Yeah, and a big chain, and he's here, and he gets caught up talking to fucking Andrew on Channel 5. He is so fucked if his partner sees this, like,
yeah,
that's game over.
Well, if the partner's real though, like it sounds like he might be like, oh yeah, I'm like dating my neighbor, I guess. You know, like this guy kind of feels, at least it seems like he's got to put on this act just so that he's like kind of revolting against becoming an incel almost. Like he might identify internally as an incel and he's responding like this so that he doesn't he's fighting himself about like his own. He's trying to kill the incel in his head.
Yeah.
You know,
fear is the mind killer. Incel is the boner killer.
Yeah, and like the sad part about that is that like this is the way that he thinks he has to do it. Like that's kind of fucked up, right?
Yeah.
Hi, Christina. Got Christina in chat. We love Christina.
Woo-hoo.
She did a really awesome Cruella de Vil cosplay on stream yesterday.
No way.
Definitely check her out. Christina.
It's pretty exclusive. Yeah, it's going good.
How'd you get involved in the pickup artist community?
I read the game, right? I was I remember seeing actually the pickup artist on VH1 when I was in like 7th or 8th grade. I just thought like being like a 7th or 8th grade boy, right? Like who's like, oh wow, look at these guys, they're like figuring this out. And being the nerd that I am, right? I'm like just super intellectual and all that stuff too. It's like I wanted to like see like what's this stuff about, you know? So your beingness, you know, that people are able to pick up on that. I mean, that's how we met.
Like this whole get up is so incredible. Like I don't know, this is almost better than the cock.
Ooh,
like,
I did not notice the bull.
Oh, I love the hat. That is a great hat.
Oh wow.
The chaps. Did you notice the chaps?
The chaps and the horn rims, like
yeah. Oh my god, like this dude is perfect.
Yeah.
I love it. It's so much.
An absolute
It's
specimen.
so aggressive. Hold on. We'll see it.
Intellectual and all that stuff too.
And also he's talking about his intellectual. So, like, remember early on in the video, he's like, we're at the Mirage because it's Mirage-y.
Yeah, right. Good job, man.
I love this dude.
I wanted to like see like what's this stuff about, you know? So your beingness, you know, that people.
Yeah, those chaps. Oh my god, those are great chaps. Like, look at that.
What's the print? Is that like?
It looks like there's like little X's or something on some of them, and like
looks like newsprint maybe.
Oh yeah, it's like in a kind of a pattern of it, but it's not like words.
Huh.
It's really weird.
Yeah.
I've never seen anything like that. Those are interesting chaps this chap is wearing.
He is. Check out his abs. Like he's reasonably toned. Like he kind of looks like he takes care of himself.
Yeah.
Like he really doesn't need to fucking do this.
Right. Yeah. He's
like,
he's trying to like pull off a fake Prince sort of thing. You know what I mean?
Be a fucking person for 1 second, dude. Like.
Up on that. I mean, that's how we met earlier. She came by. That's how we met. It was just through this whole thing, right? So wonderful. If I've learned anything from this whole art in and of itself, it's just understanding a person, right? Seeing like there's so much more than meets the eye. Like, yeah, the eye catches things, but how much does it really catch to some degree, you know? Check this out. When I was young, I was actually like I was a little kid who would like go out in like the grocery store and I would just say hi to everyone. You know, I was like, oh, hi, my name's Akash. And like something happened in like maybe like early kindergarten where it was just like an incident, like a private family incident happened where it was just like, don't do that anymore, right? So like part of this whole thing has really just been kind of reconnecting with that part of me, right? Because that's who I was as a little kid.
So did he pick
That's also kind of sad, right?
That's
like
that's
he had an emotional, traumatic situation, and like this is like the way that he thinks that he like have to interact with the world to be like cool or something. Like
this
I don't know.
This is his DDLG.
What's that?
This is his DDLG.
Yeah, I guess so.
This is
like,
his sort of way of addressing that trauma that he experienced as a child. That's really fascinating. And the fact that this gal's going along with all this is an interesting wrinkle. Like I didn't anticipate seeing a single woman in this piece.
Right.
And here she is. Like I wonder what it is that is drawing her to him, because I don't think it's the game. I think maybe she sees through it and she's like, this is genuinely just like a dude who wants to love.
Yeah. And maybe he's like just doing this shit on like for the camera. Like there is also like, oh, there's a camera here, I'm gonna go extra. You know, that's a possibility.
Yeah.
So I don't know. What is this tattoo that Andrew has on his inner arm?
Really good question. Can't tell.
I don't know. Whatever.
Maybe I'll ask him someday.
Yeah, get him on the show. If you can get him on Radio Free Tote Bag.
Honestly, if I'm gonna be honest with you, we were trying a little while back. We
never
managed to hook it up. But
did he respond?
I actually don't even. I don't do the guest outreach. That's a Donovan job.
That's Donovan. Oh yeah, yeah, that would be sick. Like getting Andrew on.
Oh my god, we would talk about this for
king.
2 hours.
He actually got his start like on the street on like Bourbon Street. He went to Loyola and he got like started on like doing this on the Bourbon Street and doing crazy stuff. Like
it's awesome.
Like interviewing tourists and shit.
There's a really great little Vice doc on his whole scene. It's sort of like a couple years in, like All Gas is really kind of blowing up. They're like 1.5 million followers on YouTube at this point.
Mm-hmm.
And he's just talking about the process and how it all comes together. It was like
he did a good interview. I mean, he's probably been doing a lot of it. He fucking went on like Alex Jones one time.
Of course he did.
But he did an interview. I think it was on like the Majority Report or something like that, where he like talked about what happened between like he was basically the reason it's not All Gas No Breaks anymore is because like some production company like that got him a really shitty contract deal at the beginning.
Yeah.
Like kind of basically said, you know, if you ever get out of this, you know, we own all of All Gas No Breaks. So he just had to rebrand.
Yeah. Fair enough. And he's really doing it. Like it's somebody with that level of like acumen. Like he's just he's incredible at what he does. He's doing great. He's gonna be fun.
He's a Hunter S. Thompson, is what he is. He's our Hunter S. Thompson.
Absolutely. Built
because that's what I was as a little kid.
So did he pick you up last night?
Yeah. So check this out. She's really, really cool, right? She just came across from the East Coast, right? That's what a lot of this is, right? Is exploring the unknown and really seeing what's there, right? And what can you find? I mean, there's some scary moments to it. I mean, I know for myself.
Look at his stance.
For you last night, right? Like with the, I don't know, with some of the guys out there.
Oh no.
Hello, how you doing, huh? Why you standing around with a clown when you supposed to be fucking around with the twin now, huh? Hello. Twin done did it again. 6 black bitches.
These are the twins. There was like a whole different episode on these guys. They are incredible.
She bunked though. It was bitch ugly as fuck. Hey, are you guys single? Hey, don't check me, check your bitch.
The tendency is to assume that it's not happening. It's my
so
fault.
aggressive. They're so aggressive.
Those size matter at the level of what? Balls, penis, height, arms, bank account. If you think it matters, it does.
I've been the guy who's like, I'm just going out, no friends, anything like that. No alcohol, no drugs, no nothing. And just making sure that I figure it out. And that's tough. And that's raw. That's as raw as it gets.
One of the byproducts of studying this is, I mean, you do get laid.
America is back open, baby. It's makeout time.
Okay.
Oh my god. How does he keep a straight fucking face? This mustache I love the mustache.
This dude, I think this is him. I don't think he's turning it up for the kids because he's practiced that vocal flow.
Yeah.
Like this is him. Maybe the other dude's more of an act. I think this is this guy.
Like, how could you not love that face?
It's cherubic. Andrew can't even hold it.
Hey, guys, quick question. Makeouts. Too early or are we good?
Wait, what?
So, you, the shy one, run with me. Here, sir. To be a pickup artist means you got to pick yourself up and pick up people. It's an elevation. You're so portable.
Portable?
Yeah, you look very portable. Oh, my God. This is so portable.
Portable.
That's sexual assault, bro. You do that with a black woman, you're going down.
Yeah.
I'm Stan. Stan the man. Can I recite your poem?
Sure.
Yeah.
Okay.
Right. Beneath the shadows in your eyes lies a being that...
You fucked it up, Stan.
This Omega cringe, dude.
don't. Okay, first of all, poet voice. If you're reciting a poem, do not use poet voice.
No, just read it.
Just read the poem. If you're, and don't, please.
Unless you know what you're doing, just read it.
Yeah, and don't swing and miss. If you're reciting a poem, you have to stick that. You can't flub it, man. Oh, and the other thing, so he's clearly not reciting something, he's improvising.
Yeah.
Read her some E.E. Cummings, you know? Like, I like my body when it is with your body. Like, that's fucking hot. Like,
yeah.
Jesus Christ.
That's why his name's E.E. Cummings, am I right, folks?
Hold on one sec. Yeah, I'm growing every single day, you know? I don't know what tomorrow holds, and to me, it's just all about willingness, you know? It's like, that's what it's all about, you know?
So what's up? What are you guys here for? What are you celebrating?
Celebrating life. I mean, what else is there to celebrate? You know, you have to have a reason for everything. Oh, wow.
Single, that lets you know that. So what's your next move?
What's my next move? My next move is the moment. The next moment, the here, the now.
Okay, that's weak.
Yeah.
I got a next moment.
Oh, wait, no.
I might be a little too much.
Damn, they both struck out.
Get absolutely fucked.
Hey, we're a dream. Say I'm him, not them.
A dream come
Hello.
true.
Players do what they want. Suckers do what they can.
Aren't these guys awesome?
Give it up.
Everything a woman ever wanted, and they're everything the world needs. This is a demonstration of intelligence, wisdom, sophistication.
So how many bitches you kissed?
5,000.
Shit. We don't kiss every bitch. We nut on their faces and break their purses.
I understand, Hush. Some chicks, they don't like it in the pussy, they like it in the ass. It's their thing. You know, what can I say?
But what are you talking about? Hey, it's twins for the motherfucking win.
And if ever a girl goes like, is that your best pickup line? You go, is that your best answer to what you think is the best pickup line?
Oh my God.
You watch
dude.
Channel 5.
That was something.
Okay. I love the ramp up. Just from the perspective of this as a piece of art.
Mm-hmm.
It's beautiful. It's beautiful reporting. Okay. The cock, interestingly, gets at a number of important things, like real, actual things that are important. Like when he says, like, being a pickup artist is about picking people up. It's about lifting people up. That's what life is about lifting yourself and others with you. That's what life is for, in my opinion.
But it's like in the context of like making out with chicks and
make outs.
Yeah.
Oh,
like so aggressive.
And to call the twins the height of sophistication.
Oh my God. There's a whole twins video, by the way.
I gotta see that.
You gonna watch it?
We could do
Yeah,
that.
you got time?
Yeah, hell yeah.
This one's like pretty intense. I might need to like be ready for some DMCA shit, but like
content warnings and for horrifying.
Yeah, I don't know if you got time to
madness.
get out of here, but we can watch this one and then probably wrap it up after that. That's cool. All right, folks. Here's the Hoff twins. This is the we don't make out with every chick. We nut on their face.
Jesus, it's foul.
Hey, we need help in the liquor department.
Those rat tails are so good too.
My God, the cock is correct that they are sort of perfection in motion.
Yeah,
or perfection of a certain type of identity.
Well, these dudes are not acting at all. Like 100%. There is 100% authenticity with these dudes.
Oh God.
We've been everywhere and on every bitch.
Tyler? Kyle? Is it a Kyle? Is that the brother?
The twins, I think we did it again. 2 black bitches in the bin.
Alex, okay.
Of course, they're very popular. They're the only white boys in Moran.
Hey, bitch, I'm in my mode. Money turn me on. Bitch, I'm chasing chicken. I ain't never chasing hoes. Bitch, I'm really on. Bitch, you really gone. You ain't talking money. Get the fuck up on my phone. Hey, bitch, I'm in my mode. Money turn me on. Bitch, I'm chasing chicken. I ain't never chasing hoes. Bitch, I'm really on.
You see that ditchweed?
Say what now?
Did you see that ditchweed?
Oh, I missed it. Where was it? It was before Don Julio?
Before Don Julio, maybe after the money.
On my phone. Hey, bitch, I'm in my mode. Money turn me on.
Oh yeah. Oh God.
Yeah.
It looks like rabbit poop. It looks like shit.
It's such shit. Where are the terpenes, my man? Where are the terpenes?
Bitch, I'm really on. Bitch, you really gone. You ain't talking money. Get the fuck up on my phone.
You better act right and get spanked, guys.
Alright, I'm Fizzy. My name is Fizzy. 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 Right now, I'm drinking on some Hornitos, man. Some of the real fucking fire water. You know what I'm saying? I've been on the twins as long as these niggas been alive. You feel me? It was real beefy out there. The niggas got their hands up and, you know, sometimes they got whooped, but sometimes they got it in.
You feel me?
You hear me?
They was curious, man. They was curious. They got to really know this jungle shit. You feel me? Live that jungle life. I mean, them niggas got their initiation.
I've been knowing them all their life.
Yeah.
I really fuck with them. That is truth, bro.
Me personally, I think they're fine as fuck. You know, if I want to just get my rocks off, yeah, fuck them. But, you know, I wouldn't fuck with them like that.
They always buy Backwood, Don Julio Anejo, and Henny. Both of them spend like $100 for the alcohol and tobacco together every day. Every day, $100.
Every day?
I love them.
Yeah, you do.
Oh no.
Hello.
They got the grill. They're grill built too.
Grilling.
At least we on quarantine right now, though, man. 6 feet apart. Hello. Bro, what the fuck is you doing? What is you doing, nigga? Nigga, this my bitch. Get the fuck, nigga?
Bitch, how come this my hood? I can walk
Can I get TOS banned for the N-word?
I don't know, but if it's gonna happen, it's gonna happen.
Yeah. Okay.
I mean, we can dodge it if you want. Like, I think I get the idea.
Yeah. It goes into a lot more of this stuff, but like, yeah, I just don't want to get in trouble on Twitch when I just made affiliate.
Yeah, definitely. Do you know about this game, She Will Punish Them? Just a real quick
No, what is that?
She Will Punish Them is, I had no idea how porny of a porn game it was, but it's incredibly a porn game.
Okay.
Like, there are labia in this video game.
What?
Which I have never seen before. In a video. That would be funny if I was like, I've never seen labia before. But I bought it with the intention of streaming it. Because I'm like, it's like a funny, porny, kind of goofy, you know, stupid thing that I could like riff on Twitch. And I'm like, it is not on the official list of banned games.
Okay.
But
you don't want to edge it.
It was the 4th selling game on Steam last month. The
4th
most units sold. Because it was on sale for $10, and it has, we'll say, a very robust character editor.
Oh wow. Okay.
Yeah,
I'd not heard of this. I'd not heard of this game, but
it's wild.
Well, I guess you can't stream it. I guess you just got to play it at home.
Yep, that's for me. That's
private. The private run.
Oh man.
So y'all gonna start doing Twitch more? You think?
I'm gonna try. So as far as games that I play a lot of Magic the Gathering, which is incredibly niche. So I play Arena.
Yeah,
I stream
I'm
that
on
every now
there,
and
but
again.
like I suck at building decks, so I just kind of get owned all the time. But it's fun.
What if we get together and do like a deck building clinic?
Yeah, I'm into that.
That would be a fun stream. Let's see.
I actually just created a MTG channel on my Discord, so we can
No way.
Yeah,
I gotta get in. I can't.
Nobody's in it yet. Like I did it like literally yesterday, but we can definitely do that.
I'm gonna hop in there.
If you're in
and drop some
chat, you can join as well by going to our Discord, which is right. Let me pull it up. Which is right. No, that's not my Discord. I'm putting the Discord in chat. Go on.
I was about to say I'm about to click this link because I'm not up in there yet. I need to get in there.
We're just getting it off the ground, so
that's awesome. So yeah, I'll commit to this. I'm going to hop into that Discord channel and drop a few deck lists.
Hell yeah. Robert, actually, one of my co-hosts, plays as well.
No way.
Yeah, so we can probably do some MTG streams even.
I'd be incredibly into that, especially like playing each other, because like playing randoms is one thing. Like it's just my solo commentary over me saying, okay, Grakmaw in on turn 3. I'm gonna trade. I get the token. You know what I mean? Like it's
yeah.
There's not much to say. But if like we're able to like crack on each other, and that sounds great. That sounds like really good.
Yeah, of course. And we could have actually have a voice channel. We could just do we could do the whole thing.
Hell yeah, I'm so into that.
Hell yeah.
And as far as other games, I play like the enormous success of Felix Biederman's Dark Souls 3 stream.
Oh yeah,
makes me know one of two things. Number one, Felix is an absolute media genius, and I have the utmost respect for that man. Secondly, people want Dark Souls 3 content.
Yeah.
And I have a Solaire cosplay named Swolaire. That's something. Do some PvP.
There you go.
That's something.
What's up? Say again.
Do some player versus player.
Oh yeah. Okay, let's go. Yeah. I mean, that's on. I mean, I have to download. I've never played Dark Souls before.
Oh man, I'll run you. Like, we'll get you a character. We'll get you powered up.
Okay.
And we'll do. Oh my god, leftist Dark Souls 3 fight clubs.
Let's go. Let's fucking go.
That's bad as fuck. I'm so into that.
Yeah, we can have tournament brackets or something.
Oh my god, I'm so into that. Because the great thing about the summoning system in Dark Souls 3 is there's sort of a built-in cameraman, because if two people are going to fight like multiple rounds, you have to have somebody summoned in to sort of be the bridge between those worlds.
Mm-hmm.
Perfect. You got your POV. Amazing.
Yeah. Let's do it. Well, anyway, yeah, I think we're gonna go ahead and wrap it up for today. But thank you so much for coming on. It was so much fun. I had a great time.
Thanks so much for having me. This is incredible.
Yeah, we're gonna be doing Saturday, Sunday morning streams going on from now on. So basically, what's going on with the show right now is Monday through Friday. I've been streaming for like several months, like every day, Monday through Friday, and now on August 2nd, I'm like going back to work.
Yeah.
So boo and
work.
So we're gonna have to just move it to the weekends, I think, and maybe do some nighttime streams, like Good Morning Comrade at night or something. But that's just kind of like how it's gonna go. So definitely keep in touch on that, though.
I absolutely will.
Or get Donovan's ass in there too.
Oh, definitely. Donovan played a little Dark Souls 3 on PS4.
Okay.
He has a high level character. Still can't beat Midear. The scrub still can't take Midear. But
SMH. I don't even know what that is, but I'm disappointed.
Do you want me to plug?
Plug it away. Hit it one more time. Radio Free Tote Bag. Where can we follow you?
Find us at rftb.me. That's where you're going to find our episode streams. We're on Spotify. We're on Stitcher. We're on Podbean. We're on all of them, right? You can also go to patreon.com/rftb. $5 a month gets you 4 bonus episodes every month. We're having a lot of fun back there. It's sort of... the format is becoming like a little more heartfelt, a little more serious, because we're getting more listener questions on the main feed. And then we turn into absolute goof asses on Radio Free Tote Bag After Dark.
Oh, yeah, where you get to talk about the paraphilia and the what is it, the sex toy of the week or something like that?
Yeah, the sex toy bargain bin. We started calling
the bargain bin.
Yeah, we call it bargain humpers.
Bargain. We had a really good one on when I was on.
Yeah, that was Disco Dick Donnie, wasn't it?
Big Dick. Yeah, that's right, Dick Donnie. That was great. Definitely check it out.
Thanks, man.
All right. Well, have a great day. Thank you so much, Arthur.
How do I leave?
You can actually, you can just have Leave Studio. It should be on the bottom. But also wanted to shout out that, you can also, oops. Oh no, I deleted my banner of all my patrons. Oh well. Amazing. Follow us on patreon.com/goodmorningcomrade. All right. I love you, everybody. Bye-bye.